Welcome back in. One more week and a lot of Toledo Public School students are headed back to class. So this afternoon we have Dr. Romules Durant, TPS Superintendent, with us to chat about this upcoming school year. Thank you for being here today.
Not a problem. We appreciate you having us.
It's always exciting, isn't it,
Always.
when the kids are getting back to school?
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of them are excited. Some of them are still trying to get into the zone of getting up again. But at the end of the day, many of them missed their friends over the course of summer. And so it's all about networking, socializing, but more importantly, education.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And there's a lot of opportunities for students at TPS. And we've talked about this in the past. You know, your career tech, those types of programs have really benefited students who are looking, you know, to the future and thinking about what they're going to do down the road. And you have something pretty new this year.
So we've having a series of ribbon cutting throughout this month of August, as well as going into September. Last week, many of you saw our Electronic Vehicle Center, which is a state-of-the-art facility, the only one in the state of Ohio. We're not only training students to be ready for industry, but we are also taking industry people from UAW and training them as well. We're now in conversation with Owen Community College and saying, how do we provide that adult portion as well? Moving right into tomorrow, some of you will see on the press conference that we are doing a ribbon cutting for the Natural Science Technology Campus, which is Pearl Aerospace and Natural Science Academy, but now it has its own campus at the Metro Park and Botanical Garden. So kids will go 7th through 12th grade on that campus as well. We'll be discussing the CDL pad, so we will now give CDL license to kids here within the city of Toledo who go through school and graduate with CDL license, and then speak more on our Pre-Med Health and Science Academy in the partnership with Mercy about the renovation that's happening at the college.
Busy, but these are in demand fields too.
You know what, not more importantly in demand fields, but more have the high employability here in the Toledo region. We wouldn't create any of these schools if it didn't have access and high employability to this region. We have an aviation school because we have an airport. Natural science, you have the #1 metro park system. Someone had to service these parks. Engineering, we're in the auto mecca as well as the glass mecca of the world. And at the same time, you talk about medical, which is the highest employment agency, we have a Pre-Med Health and Science Academy, literally lending itself right to industry. Yeah,
so we can keep those folks here in the community where we want them, right?
That's exactly it, and it helps impact the local economy, and so it allows to stretch taxpayers' dollars that kids not only achieve more than the high school diploma, industry certification, and college degree and credit, but at the same time, they become employable in this region to really even more add to the tax base, which is really trying to get the most out of the taxpayers' dollars.
And so that's, you know, some of the older kids, but where does that start really, like middle school, 6th grade?
So the magnet schools all start in 7th grade. What we find is that the best recruitment is getting them earlier in age. And so what we do is take them to a serious process. So in the 5th grade, they start taking an assessment called Naviance. Naviance begin to identify their strengths and weakness aligned to a career opportunity. And then we expose them to those opportunities so they can make a decision. We want kids to start thinking about their majors in elementary as they get into junior high, and then be able to decide, I want to go into animal science, so now I'm going to the Aerospace and Natural Science Academy, and choose that in the 7th grade or the 9th grade. Yeah, so because they kind of get an idea, they know what, you know, this isn't really my thing, or this really is, you know, and to give them those opportunities to explore things that they're really interested in can make education and going to school all that much more fun. Well, what we want is we want kids to be conscious about their choices, their strengths, and they're passionate about, but more importantly, have a better understanding of their interests now, opposed to paying into college, realizing they're going to change their major one or twice. I mean, we've had kids in our Pre-Med Academy starting in 7th grade and wanted to go and become a nurse and realize they can't handle blood, or wanted to become a doctor and realize they couldn't handle surgery. And so once they realized that, we exposed them to pharmacy, physical therapy, sports medicine, and then they begin to find their zone and really what they wanted to do.
So you're saving them some money too.
That's right,
and some time. Well. You know, so those are some of the older kids. Let's talk about the young ones, the ones maybe are just starting their career in school. Kindergartners, they start a little bit later on this month. What do parents and guardians need to be doing right now to make sure these kids
particularly when you talk about kindergartners as well as just students in school period, is really developing a plan for your child in essence of, one, what the day-to-day ritual looks like, you know, what time they should be getting up, should they be preparing the day ahead of time so it makes it more fluid in the morning. You know, breakfast is always the best benefit if you're eating at the school, what time you need to get there. Knowing what your bus schedules are and what time you need to be at your bus area to make sure that you're at the bus in time. At the same time, pickup points. You know, if you're picking the child up, the teacher or whoever is releasing your child knows who you are, or you're on the list that child can be released to. And so these are some of the things that parents can do, but at the same time have a conversation with their child to say, never do this, I will always pick you up here, here's when you should be here, and all the other things. Because what you'll find is kids and parents who don't have conversations, the child walks home with another child, and then they say my child is gone, and then we have to turn around and call the kids, find who's home, and then we find out that maybe aunt or a child lived down the street had walked home with the child.
So they're okay and everything's fine, but everybody was a little scared and nervous for a little while there. So great advice there to be having conversations with your kids, make sure everybody's on the same page, and we all just want to have a successful year. So what are you looking forward to most?
You know what? Again, just another exciting year. Kids are excited, staff are excited, and at the same time, we continue to create more and more new opportunities and innovation and creativity. I told the community, stay tuned, because Scott Park, we're having great plans that we're going to have, great partnership that's going to be there. What you're going to see is a three-prong approach: residential, educational, as well as recreational, all on one campus. And so, again, it's just continuing to do more with taxpayer dollars to say your child deserves more than a high school diploma. They should be looking to get industry certification, industry internship, as well as college credit to an associate degree. So Toledo Early College had, had 52% of their kids graduate with an associate degree at no cost to parents. Parents, there's a financial advantage, so truly empower yourself about the opportunities within this region, because at the end of the day, it can set your child up for financial success as well as educational success, because college loan debt has really surpassed credit card. And what it shows in research, it takes a child an average of 21 years to pay off a college loan debt. They'll be in their 40s by then. But if they do things strategically and get scholarship and opportunities that are out there that they could do it for free or at the cost of education and support of taxpayers, in our district, you have that ability.
Wonderful things ahead for these students in Toledo. So, Dr. Durant, of course, thank you for being here, and have a great school year. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you having us.